Welcome back, everybody, to The Final Score. I'm your host, Nicholas Marcinov. I missed out last week, but I'm back, and I am happy to be back. Today, I am joined by three of the usual guests. Unfortunately, DJ is not going to make it, but hopefully we'll have his picks in before the video ends, so that way we can go over it. And why don't we just go ahead and say hi to the gang? We have Chris, who's obviously a Dolphins fan with some new gear on. Say hello, Chris.
What's up, guys? I got the face mask, stay 6 feet away from me. Got the new hat, compliments of Nicholas himself.
Hey, I invest in you to look good, and you invest in this show to sound good. And Tanner, what's up, buddy?
Just chilling. It's a little cold out. I got a little long sleeve underneath the Edelman jersey, but I'm hanging in there, man. Rough season for us.
Hey, you're looking picture perfect, my friend. And Ben, Mr. Comeback Kid himself. How are you doing, my friend?
I'm low-key holding back a sneeze right now.
Okay, well, so for the listeners, there's a reason why I call Ben the Comeback Kid, and it is because he had an incredible week last week. Let's take a look at the current rankings. Right now, you still have me at the top. I went 7-7. My overall record is 103.58. Chris is in second, but now he's tied with Ben at second. Chris went 7-7 for an overall record of 101.60. Ben went 11-3, 101.60 overall. Both DJ and Tanner went 6-8, but DJ is just one game ahead of him at 98. I can't read that. Can somebody else read that out loud?
98-63 is DJ, and then I'm at the bottom, big bottom at 97-64. So I've been taking L's a lot.
How's your hiney, man? How's the bottom?
You know what? I don't think I'll be here for much longer. Hopefully, we'll see.
Ooh, okay. Well, how do you guys feel? Ben, Chris, you guys are tied for second. How do you guys feel?
Ben, I need you to stop nibbling at my ankles, please.
I feel like I have superpowers. And
where's that time machine, buddy?
Hey, well,
there's no time machine. I'm just hella wicked smart.
You've been hustling us, haven't you? You made it seem like you were bad at the start just to like blindside us.
No, that was a genuine stupidity. That was blind faith in some bad teams.
Fair enough. Well, let's not delay anymore because this is our Thanksgiving special episode of the NFL predictions, where the winner will be getting a jersey at the end of the Super Bowl, whoever has the best record. But let's go ahead and start off by saying there are no teams on bye. For the first time since, I believe, week 4, there hasn't been a single team on bye. However, not every team has had a bye. The byes will continue next week. So, on tomorrow's Thanksgiving lineup, we only have 2 games. And this is the first game. It is the 3-7 Houston Texans heading on over to Detroit to take on the 4-6 Lions. And Chris, break it down for us, buddy.
Ooh, boy. Howdy for y'all. Both these teams surprised me last week, actually. We got the Texans beating the Patriots 27-20. But the real surprise was the Lions. The Lions went 0 goose egg to 20 against the Panthers, which, there's no words to comprehend about how I feel about that. But in all honesty, without, going into too much detail, I think the Texans are going to come and steamroll the Lions. The Lions really disappointed me last week, not even scoring once at all. So, you know what? I don't think if they can't do it against the Panthers, they definitely can't do it against the Texans.
Okay. Tanner.
Kind of looking over everything. They're playing all right. The Titans are playing all right. So are the Lions. Lions actually surprised me. They lost last week to the Panthers, which kind of upset me, and that's why I'm at the bottom. So I'm not going to count on the Titans again. That's why I'm going to go with Texans. I'm sorry, the Lions. The Lions disappointed me, so I'm gonna go with the Titans.
Okay.
The Texans.
Texans.
Texans. Yes, the Texans. The Texans.
Goodness.
I'm all over the
gracious.
place. I'm all over the place today.
You're so flustered. Ben, your pick.
Yeah, I'm going with the Texans as well. You can't drop a goose egg to the Panthers like that. Lions don't deserve to win. Going with the Texans.
Oh, I'm picking the Lions, you guys. The Texans have the worst passing defense and the worst rushing
Climbing up
defense.
the ladder.
I think this is going to be a game where Matthew Stafford just gets his groove back. So give me the Lions. But all right, we're going to go ahead and move on to our next matchup. It is the second and final of the Thanksgiving games. It's the 3-7 Washington football team heading on over to Dallas to take on the 3-7 Cowboys. Let me just start off by saying that this game is terrible. And I really, really, really hate that the NFL has to make all of the fans sit through a Lions game on Thanksgiving and a Cowboys game on Thanksgiving because both of these teams have sucked for years. This year in particular, the Cowboys are just trash. They have Andy Dalton starting at quarterback. Their defense can't be found, whereas Washington, Alex Smith is going to be the starting quarterback after each quarterback before him keeps getting injured. But the Washington has a pretty decent defense. They don't allow a lot of passing attempts, and even when they do allow a lot of passing attempts, it's for incompletions. The Cowboys, Mike McCarthy is a total hack, and how he got his players to really get into the game against the Vikings, which they shouldn't have won. The Vikings should have handed the Cowboys another L. Mike McCarthy smashed a watermelon with a sledgehammer. How do you go up from there? The only thing here that really decides this game for me, Washington won the last time around because Andy Dalton got injured. Well, not just because Andy Dalton got injured, but Washington won in Washington. I'm going to pick the Cowboys because the Cowboys do not want to say they are tanking. The Cowboys think that they have a legitimate shot at the playoffs, whereas the Washington football team, Ron Rivera, probably doesn't want to win this game. Okay, Chris.
Ooh, man. After hearing that, and after getting some advice from my my legal team, I think I'm gonna have to agree with you actually, because you know what? As Tanner was saying, I think it was last week or like the week before, America's team on Thanksgiving, they always win on Thanksgiving. So you know what, Tanner, I'm gonna go with your logic and say that they're gonna win on Thanksgiving.
And Tanner, are you still going to have that same logic?
Yes, the Cowboys play every Thanksgiving. That's America's team on Thanksgiving. And real quick, I want to say a quick RIP to the Dallas strength and conditioning coach, Marcus Paul, who died, unfortunately, today as we're recording. So RIP to him. I hope they play a good game for him tomorrow, but I am going to go with the Cowboys.
Totally forgot about that. Now the players have something to play for. Ben?
Yeah, the players didn't have anything to play for until that happened. Side note, whoever wins this game is the leader in the NFC East, but that's not important. Don't forget that the Cowboys were dicing up the Vikings last week. Mainly their receivers. I have no faith anywhere else on the field for the Cowboys, but their receivers are something magical. I'm giving it to the Cowboys.
Okay, Cowboys sweep. Let's go ahead and get into the first of the Sunday games. Now, we're going to talk about the Ravens and Steelers game first, even though it's going to be a 1:25 p.m. game, Pacific time. But I just really didn't want to screw up the order too much. So, like I said, the first of the Sunday games is going to be the 6-4 Ravens at the 10-0 Pittsburgh Steelers. And Tanner, let's hear about this game.
All right. After watching the Ravens lose to the Patriots, they lost to the Patriots in Week 10, and then they just lost to the Titans last week. I think the Ravens are overrated, and that might be a pretty big statement, but I think they are a little bit overrated. And Steelers, they're doing great. I mean, they're 10-0. They are, I think, leading the league right now, and the Chiefs are right behind them at 9-1. But they're still leading the league, and you can't go against the number one. So I'm going to go with the Steelers.
Okay, just keeping it short and clean. I like it, Ben.
Yeah, I got to give it to the Steelers as well. They're just playing too consistent. I think I'll have to pick the Steelers every time unless they go up against the Chiefs for the rest of the season.
Unfortunately, I don't think that they go up against the Chiefs, but I also have the same mind. I totally forgot about that. But yeah, I'm going Steelers as well because right now the Ravens just have something wrong, and I believe they're on the outside looking in at the playoffs. This team, they push back the Sunday or the Thursday night games to Sunday to hopefully get a few more players back from COVID, but I don't think that's going to help. Chris?
Yeah, so the Ravens have Mark Ingram, who is like their lead running back, out with COVID right now. Naturally, I don't know if that's going to take any effect if they pushed it back because, if they do come back, I still don't think it's going to help them. The Steelers are looking like a whole nother league of their own right now, 10-0. The Ravens look like they're just falling apart. Like somebody shot them with a BB gun and they're just kind of, yeah.
Okay.
So I'll go with the Steelers. I'm going with the Steelers.
All right. So another Steelers sweep, which is just a little funny because we pick the Ravens all the time. It's on our spreadsheet. They're one of the most picked teams between everyone. But with that in mind, let's go ahead and jump on to the next matchup. It's the 7-3 Cleveland Browns taking on the 1-9 Jacksonville Jaguars. And Ben, talk to us about this game.
These two teams, I feel like the Browns are kind of sneaky bad. They have more to be excited about on their roster. With Nick Chubb, Baker Mayfield's playing better than the Jaguars do. The Jaguars this week are bringing in some random jabroni to play quarterback. So Browns, they play well against bad teams. The Jaguars are bad teams. But not only that, I'm picking this game off the head coaches in a handsome contest. Who's more handsome, Kevin Stefanski or Doug Marrone? Giving it to the Browns for this one.
Oh, wow. I think that's the first time anybody in Cleveland, Ohio has been picked to be more handsome than somebody else.
Yeah, and stats will tell you, look it up, dude. 96.8% of football games are won by handsomeness of head coach. Bill Belichick is sneaky handsome for New England.
I'd agree.
It's the oh man, what's the smolder? It's the smolder of Bill Belichick.
Eat Subway.
Where's Brady?
I'm gonna be on GQ. But all right. Well, I'm also going to pick the Browns just because. Screw it. I'm going to pick the same reason as Ben. Kevin Stefanski is a handsome man. Chris?
I'm going Browns because our boy Minshew's not playing, so why pick the Jaguars in the first place?
As soon as he comes back, they're title contenders. Tanner?
Let me get the Browns.
Okay. This will be a monumental moment because this will be the first time in I don't know how long the Browns actually go 500. They will be guaranteed at least 500 this season. I'm ecstatic for that. But let's go ahead and move on to the next matchup. It's the 3-7 Chargers, LA Chargers, going on over to Buffalo to take on the 7-3 Bills. And Tanner, why don't you talk to us about this game?
You know, I would love to talk to you guys about this game. Look, the Chargers barely beat the Jets. I think we can all maybe agree with that statement. They barely beat the Jets, and the Jets are the absolute worst team in the league right now. I was looking up some stats online. The Bills are favored to win 73 to 26, 73% to 26%. That's not looking good for the Chargers, especially going up a team against the Bills. I got to go with the Bills. I think those odds, it's almost a 1-4, or I'm sorry, 3/4 chance that the Bills are going to take over the Chargers. I don't think there's going to be an upset in this particular game, but I'm going to go with the Bills.
Okay. Love it. And Ben, are you going to go with the Bills as well?
Yeah, I just have to. Chargers, they're playing well, but they did keep that game close against the Jets of all teams, and they don't do a good job of closing it out. Bills, Josh Allen, he just has more experience closing out games, and they've been winning this season, so I got to give it to the Bills.
Again, like I've said many times the last couple of weeks, the Chargers, they don't know how to win. I feel like they might actually get a lead, but in the end, Buffalo's going to come back. Chris?
I'm going to go to Bills because even my coworker, when the Chargers got that win against the Jets, he's like, yeah, they almost handed that game over. They can't win even if they are winning. So I'm going to have to go with the Bills.
I'm really excited for Justin Herbert, though. Like, he's playing great, and I just hope he doesn't become like a Dan Marino.
Send him to Minnesota.
What?
I said send him to Minnesota, dude. We'll take him.
Hey, you guys can have Winston if you want.
Hell no.
All right.
We got a Winston already.
Let's go ahead and move on to the next matchup. It's going to be the 3-7 New York Giants heading on over to Cincinnati to take on the 2-7-1 Bengals. Chris, you're going to be talking about this one.
This one isn't even going to be close. You know why? Because the Bengals lost Joe Burrow to an ACL tear. Now,
and then some.
Yeah,
and then some. Would it make a difference if Joe Burrow was still on the team and wasn't injured? Probably not. So I'm going to go with the Giants.
Oh.
If I could find their – this is probably the first time I probably picked the Giants in like forever. So cheers to that.
Yeah, and forever. Tanner, I'm curious to see, because you said in a previous episode that if you've ever picked the Giants, to call somebody for help, because it ain't you, man. It's not you. Do we have an imposter?
It isn't gonna be me, bro. It is not going to be me. I'm picking the Bengals. I know Joe Burrow is out, but I'm telling you, they're going to find somebody on that bench to replace Joe Burrow. So I'm going to go with the Bengals. I really think they're going to come out and surprise, because whoever's there is thinking this. Listen, you got to think in the mind of a backup QB, right? You're there on the team, right? You're kind of just like, oh, whatever. At this point in the season, you're like, okay, I'm not going to play. I'm just going to chill, get my paycheck, right? But if you're a leading quarterback who – all love for Joe Burrow, isn't the greatest player, it is your time to shine, to take that fat, big paycheck away from him. Am I right? So I think whoever is the backup QB, now I'll pay attention to the backups on the Bengals because I don't know who would, but I think they're going to go out and they're going to beat the Giants. I'm going to call wild card on this one.
Indeed, it is wild. It is so wild, you left my jaw unhinged. Ben.
Hold on. I'm getting a read.
No, not the cat.
Oh, that's cheating. That's cheating, bro.
That's cheating.
That's cheating.
I see the Giants winning this one.
Can you
So that's your
introduce?
secret.
Can you introduce the cat to everyone?
This is my my cat / wizard who gives me all the information. Xena. Love you. Stay close. Yeah, I'm giving it to the Giants on this one. The Bengals, I mean, if they had Joe Burrow, this might be one of his like sneaky couple wins that he's gotten this season. But without him, they just don't have a prayer. I got to give it to the Giants, who have actually been playing well, surprisingly.
Yeah.
For their conference.
For their conference, that's true.
Their division.
Brandon Allen is supposed to replace Joe Burrow, I believe, and I don't know who that is. He's a 28-year-old. He has 3 years on me, but still give me Giants. Eh. Eh. You missed out on Joe Burrow smoking a cigar. Now he's smoking marijuana for the pain.
Everybody wins.
All right. Well, at least it wasn't another sweep. Thank you, Tanner. Let's go ahead and move on to the next matchup. It is going to be the 7-3 Tennessee Titans heading on over to Indianapolis to take on the 7-3 Colts. And I'm just going to go ahead and talk about this game. For the most part, this is going to be a pretty big matchup, just like it was a couple of weeks ago when the Colts and Titans played in Tennessee on Thursday night, I believe, and the Colts dominated that game. It was basically just a fast start for Tennessee, and then the Colts just dominated from the rest of it. Both of these teams are coming off of overtime wins last week, the Titans over the Ravens and the Colts over the Packers. Which one is more impressive? For me, it's definitely the Colts over the Packers, especially coming back from a 14-point deficit. The Colts have the number one defense right now. They are looking just scary, man. If they don't have a number one defense, they have a top 5 defense. It might be the Steelers. I don't remember completely. But the fact that it's Tennessee heading to Indianapolis and the Colts are playing with that chip on their shoulder, I'm going Colts. As much as I kind of want the Tennessee Titans to win, I feel like the Colts are going to sweep the series. Chris?
Damn, you had to pick me next. Damn it. So I was told to go Tennessee, and I have Tennessee written down. But to stay behind you, I'm gonna have to go Colts.
Oh no!
Why do you want to stay behind me?
Go bold, bro. Be bold. Be
you know
about
what?
it.
Fine. I'm gonna go bold. Where's Tennessee?
I thought you were
I'm
going
going
to pick
Tennessee
another
then.
tie. All right, then Tanner.
Give me the Colts, bro.
God damn it!
I'm on my own this. I'm on my own this week. As far as everything, I want to take a week by myself because I feel like the way I've been going has not been going that great, and it already looks like some of my picks are wild. But maybe I'm gonna be like Ben and come back from behind. But I'm gonna go with the Colts. The Colts have always been a reliable pick for me. They have, I would say, one of the best defenses in the entire league. They've been playing very well, but give me the Colts.
And what's up, Brendan? Hope you're doing well, man. I never see you in the comments section. You should probably change that. Ben, what's up?
Yeah, this is one of the games that I left unmarked. I wanted to make a game time decision. I'm glad I went last so I could make it mathematically off your gentlemen's choices. I'm going to go with Colts on this one. Even though I think that the Titans might do it. I think, I don't know, like I have no reason to believe the Titans would get it done, but I kind of think they will. But I'm giving it to the Colts.
Chris, does this mean?
Yeah, I'm changing my decision.
Goodness gracious, man! People on the podcast are going to be so confused. But,
so I chose Colts, and then I was like, you know what, I'm going to be different, and then I decided to not be different.
You decided communism is the best route.
Yeah, communism.
The one who's different that gets left out in the cold.
I'm going to be left out in the cold for my Lions pick, and Tanner picked the Bengals. I think those are the only two differences that we've had so far this week.
There's a lot of, I feel obvious game picks this week.
Yeah.
For the most part.
Just out of curiosity, Ben, how did you feel about last week? Because I felt like those were really obvious, and then a lot of the games that I felt like were 50-50, you nailed them. Were they obvious to you?
No, they weren't obvious. It was like my first time going to the casino. I was walking around, and I didn't just want to pick a machine. I waited until, I had a weird feeling about a machine where it was, come to me. And so I went there, and I walked away with, $100. I did the same thing here. I for a few of these picks, I thought, man, I know they're not likely to win, but they do show a spark, and something weird is just pulling me towards this team. And I somehow got my 3 outcast picks correct,
Okay.
which helped me get in not the lead, second place, tied for second.
Okay. Well, now we know a secret, you guys. Just gamble. Get your gambling addiction.
It's all about feeling, bro.
All right. Let's go ahead and get into the next matchup. It's the 6-4 Las Vegas Raiders heading on over to Atlanta to take on the 3-7 Falcons. And, you know, if DJ was here, he would be breaking down this matchup, and he's going to be saying something along the lines of like, "Oh, guys, I love this matchup. I cannot wait for this matchup. You know, my Raiders, they've played the Chiefs hard last week. Now, they didn't come out on top like I thought they would, but they showed a lot of grit and determination, whereas the Falcons, you know, they played the Saints, and they did an okay job, but they only scored 9 points, and it was only because of the kicker, Younghoe Koo, who's doing actually pretty decent this year. He made 2 50-plus yard field goals. But, you know, you really can't count out the Raiders, and I feel like this is a matchup where the Falcons are just going to get demolished and the Raiders are just going to eat. And I don't know if you guys knew this, but the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, whenever they were going to move on from John Gruden, you know, they replaced him with Raheem Morris. They actually asked Raheem Morris if he would be comfortable with becoming the new head coach whenever it happened, and Raheem Morris said yes. So once John Gruden left, they got replaced with Raheem Morris. Who's the interim head coach of the Atlanta Falcons right now? Raheem Morris. The head coach of the Las Vegas Raiders, John Gruden. Now, John Gruden, he's not going to forget who Raheem Morris is. This is going to be the game where John Gruden wants revenge. And so that's why I'm going to pick my Raiders to go ahead and just smash the Falcons in the face, man. You know, I think DJ would probably say something like that. Chris?
You know what? The Raiders came really close to beating the Chiefs. Now, the Falcons aren't the Chiefs, so, you know, give me the Raiders.
All right, my man. Tanner.
Look, watching the Raiders and Chiefs game last week, like I was in the car on my way home on a long road trip in the middle of Utah, and I'm on, you know, Verizon just watching it, and I'm like, yo, the Chiefs are gonna do it, bro. They're gonna run down the field and do it. And guess what they did? They did it, and then they got her right out there. Raiders got the ball back. I'm like, I'm not feeling it. Boom, interception. But this isn't the Chiefs. Even though the Chiefs defense is not good, they put me up no points on fantasy. They are really bad. But we're not talking about the Chiefs here. We're talking about the Raiders and the Falcons. I'm going to give it up to the Raiders. The Raiders are favored to win, though, 52%. 52%. That's not a big gap over Atlanta. So be wary in that. But I'm going to go with my gut. I'm going to say the Raiders are going to come out because they kind of got snuffed a little bit from last week's win. So give me the Raiders.
Let's go, baby. That's what I'm talking about. Ben, don't let me down, dog.
You know, I think DJ would actually pick the Falcons on this one, but I gotta disagree with DJ on that because the Falcons were playing like goofballs last week. They couldn't even stop the Saints with Taysom Hill They couldn't stop wildcat plays where you know who's gonna get the ball. I got to go with the Raiders. Sorry, DJ. I don't think the Falcons are gonna do it.
Dude, why you gotta do that, man? Like, I love it when we all pick the Raiders because it just gives us a little bit something more to cheer for. And then you have to go and pick the Falcons? Like, dude, I thought we were on the same wavelength.
I picked the Raiders.
Oh, did you? Oh, you know what?
Yeah, bro.
That's probably Nick just being I'm not listening too well.
I sat here and talked about how bad the Falcons were playing.
Oh, that's embarrassing. What? Oh, man. I'm so glad we only get like 30 people who watch this. Okay, so Raiders sweep. Yes?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay, fantastic. All right. Well, we're going to go ahead and move on to the next matchup. It's going to be the 4-7 Carolina Panthers heading on up to Minnesota to take on the 4-6 Vikings. And Ben, I'm sorry, but you guys should have won.
Damn right. All right, so Panthers still without Bridgewater. McCaffrey, he's practicing this week, redshirt. Will he be there on Sunday? Hope not. Man, the Panthers, they laid a 20 burger on the Lions, shut them out. But then again, it's the Lions. We're not playing the Lions this week. They're going up against the Vikings, who are a good team. They're still mathematically, alive to get in the playoffs. If they can win every game the rest of the season, they got to win 6 games. If they lose one, you might as well count them out. But if they can win the rest, there's a decent chance that they can make it in the playoffs. The Vikings, we lost to the Cowboys. We gave them their first win since week 3, maybe. Since Prescott got injured, we gave them their first win. My gosh, there was blown coverage. There were a few instances where if things had just went one way, that wouldn't have happened. There's a second time where the same rookie corner, Cameron Dantzler, messes up. There's confusion with the safety, Harrison Smith, on the final play to let the opposing team into the end zone. That's happened twice to allow game winners. One against Cowboys, one against Seahawks. They got to fix that. They got to get it together. The offense is playing really well right now. Kirk Cousins is actually playing very well as opposed to the first 6 weeks. Dalvin Cook, Adam Thielen, Justin Jefferson. It's all looking good on offense. If the defense can get it together, we have no issues. But with the Panthers, their injuries right now and kind of their issues, I got to give it to the Vikings.
Okay. PJ Williams, the current starting quarterback of the Carolina Panthers, he has not lost a professional football game yet. He's, I believe, 6-0, and that includes his time in the XFL. But that's the thing about streaks is they were meant to be broken, and so I'm going to go ahead and pick the Minnesota Vikings to break that streak. Chris?
I don't think I really have anything else to say besides what Ben said. I'm going with the Vikings too.
All right, and Tanner, are you going to switch it up?
Not this week. The Vikings are favored 68.9% over the Panthers. That's a big, big margin. Vikings, I don't got much to say, but I'm just going to say the Vikings.
Okay, fair enough. Do you feel like the 68% is a little bit too much?
I think it's high enough to make me comfortable with making the decision without even really having to go into much of depth of who's putting up more passing rush yards, how even besides the quarterback, how's the team playing. This makes me feel good that I don't have to do much research on it.
Okay, I can appreciate it. But you're also going to be talking about this next matchup. It's going to be the 6-4 Arizona Cardinals heading on over to New England to take on the 4-6 Patriots. Tanner, it's dark days, my friend.
Maybe not this week. Let's hope so. Let me tell you what. You coming from Arizona, it's hot. You're going to go down to New England. It's cold. So you already got that one shock factor. But look, Cardinals are favored 51.8%. We'll just round up 52%, right? They're favored 52% over the Patriots, 48. Cam Newton, I'll be honest, he has not been playing very well. He's trying to – I don't know what he's doing. I feel like he just wants to hog all the touchdowns for himself and just run it in all the time instead of throwing it out to Edelman or somebody. But at the end of the day, though, I think 5'11", Bill Belichick is going to come up and he's going to pull down on Cam Newton's 6'5", I'm keeping it PG, 6'5" height, and looking him right in the eyes like this with his helmet and tell him, say, listen, he's going to slap him in the face. He's like, I'm tired of this. You have wide receivers for a reason. Stop trying to run the ball, and then you get drilled by the linebackers. We're tired of it. So we're going to see Kyle Murray. I mean, there's nothing bad you could say about him right now. He's doing very well. But at the end of the day, I'm going to start supporting my team because, like, it's just what it's got to be. So I'm going to go with the Patriots. You know, they're favored to lose. I think this is going to be my second upset that I got on the board right now.
Okay. Ben.
Tanner's right. He will be upset. I'm going with the Cardinals on this one. The true NFC West divisional champions. The record might not show it, but they deserve it. They're the true ones. Sorry, Rams. Sorry, Dad. Cardinals.
I'll let Dad know, and he'll probably be.
Please don't let him find it for himself.
Okay.
Maybe he'll like sleep through this pick.
Well, I'm also going to go Cardinals. I'm sorry, Tanner. You guys should have beat the Texans. It was a closer game than I thought, but should have came out on top. Chris?
The dry rub is coming to New England, and it's going to be dry, extra dry, to say the least. I'm going Cardinals.
So dry.
It's so dry.
So dry.
So if you guys have ever seen South Park and you guys know Kyle's cousin Kyle, it's like, oh, God, it's so dry up here. Why is it so dry?
Yeah.
That's a pretty good impression. Jeez. Nice, man.
I ended up in Denver, and it was so dry.
Oh, it's so dry. I can't do it. I can't do the Jewish accent. But luckily, I don't have to. Why was that funny? That's whatever. Let's just move along to the next matchup, shall we? It is the 6-4 Miami Dolphins heading on over to the winless 0-10 New York Jets. And Chris, talk to us, baby.
Man, okay, is it just me, or does everybody's team besides Nick lose this week? Am I right?
We picked the Vikings.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. I mean, like, last week, all of our teams except for your team lost, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so that was very disappointing for me. We could have won against the Broncos. We eat enough to, confuse them, but it didn't last that long. So, we kind of got a little bit manhandled. But the Jets are winless. If we lose to the winless Jets, I'm sorry, but I'm going to have to return this hat to you, Nick, and I'm going to probably get rid of this shirt.
And you owe me interest.
Not really. I'm going to keep it all, and I'll still be a good fan. But with that being said, I know, praise to the football lords and Dan Marino, and I'm going to go with the Dolphins this week, please.
Hey, so I just have a quick question, Chris.
What's up?
Does how your team doing now, does last year kind of like feel worth it because they got a whole bunch of draft picks and everything? Has this year made up for it?
Oh, yeah. Tua's been looking like a stud even though he got injured. So he's not playing. Ryan Fitzpatrick's playing, but, I mean, it's the Jets. Come on.
Okay, and Tanner?
Looking at this week, kind of everything that has happened so far, I'm just gonna do it, bro.
What?
God.
What? You're willing to pick the Jets, but you
somebody
won't
call
pick the
911.
Giants?
I think Tanner is gone off the deep end. We need to call someone.
I'm telling you, I'm feeling it. I am feeling that the New York Jets are going to beat the Dolphins this week. Dolphins are going to be the first team to take an L from the Jets. I just have a feeling something special about this week.
Sorry, I'm going to need a minute.
Yeah, oh man. Okay, Chris, while you're doing that, Ben, please help us.
Look, I don't think Tanner is that far off. I'm not picking the Jets. I'm going with the Dolphins because it's a safe pick. But I agree with Tanner. I think the Jets could knock off the Dolphins. But
Wow.
I'm going with the Dolphins.
Wow. I'm also going with the Dolphins. But geez, Tanner, That is bold of you, and I like that. I'm
was
going
so
to tell
bold.
you.
That was so
just-
bold.
That's the upset. This is the biggest upset of the league, and I'm telling you, I just feel it that the Jets are gonna come out. Obviously, the Dolphins are going to the Jets. You know, you're going from all the way in Florida, all the way up to New York. It's cold right now, but look, I'm telling you, I just have a feeling that the Jets are going to beat the Dolphins. It's not going to be a blowout. It's going to be a close game, but I have a feeling that the Jets are going to actually do it and not be 0-11.
All right, man. I respect it because you keep bringing up the weather, and I think that's going to play a huge part, especially since there's no fans in the stadiums. So weather's going to be the biggest factor with the open air
Isn't
stadium.
MetLife indoors?
No, MetLife is outdoors.
Oh,
They don't have a roof.
Yeah, Tanner went full Del Taco and go bold.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Is I want to give Tanner the nickname of Del Taco because of how bold he's being right now. But on that note, let's go ahead and get on to the next matchup. It is the 8-2 New Orleans Saints heading on over to Denver to take on the 4-6 Broncos. And I'm going to go ahead and break down that matchup. The Saints, they played their division rival Atlanta Falcons last week, and the Falcons, they could only kick field goals on them. The Saints had like 7 or 8 sacks on Matt Ryan that day. A couple of interceptions here and there, but the biggest story coming out of that game was how Taysom Hill played. Taysom Hill certainly didn't impress me in the first half. He was okay at best. But it was really the second half whenever he got more relaxed and really gelled with the offense. And you could tell that our offense is not fantastic right now. There's definitely something missing. But as far as the defense is going, they've been playing lights out for the last couple of weeks. Whereas the Broncos, they're 4-6. That's a pretty respectable number for how I've picked them, at least. I've picked against them all but twice. And they've got wins over the Jets, the Patriots. Who did they play last week?
The Dolphins.
The Dolphins, yep. I'm sorry, Chris. So they certainly have wins over teams they shouldn't have beaten. So it's like you can't fully count them out. But I think this week, even if Taysom Hill, he's not too comfortable or anything like that, I think that the Saints, their defense will be able to hold Drew Lock in check. But with that in mind, Chris, your pick?
Look, I know my team lost to the Broncos, but they're playing the Saints, which aren't the Dolphins. And for the Falcons to lose, and I read somewhere that what's his name again? You guys' backup quarterback now?
Taysom Hill?
I heard Taysom Hill was originally a tight end. I don't know if that's correct. I could be, reading some fake news somewhere, but I heard he was a tight end before he was a QB. So for the Falcons to lose against a tight end, that says something, and I'm pretty sure the Broncos are going to follow suit.
Okay. Tanner?
Short and sweet. Give me the Saints.
That's what I'm talking about right there, buddy. Ben?
let's sweep it, bro. Give me the Saints.
Okay. Well, won't spend too much time talking about that matchup. Let's just go ahead and get on into the next one. It is the 4-6 San Francisco 49ers heading on over to LA to take on the 7-3 Rams. And Ben, you are going to be breaking this one down.
All right. Didn't know I was going to be breaking this one down, so I'm going to just go on the fly. 49ers, they're playing Booth. Rams, good win over Tampa Bay, but you got Tom Brady throwing interceptions. We'll talk about that later. Rams defense really well. 49ers can't really do anything right now. The quarterback's out. Kittle's out. We're going with the Rams for this one.
Oh, okay. Just really short.
Dude, on the fly. Let's go.
Okay. Well, I'll keep the pace. I'm picking the Rams. However, I don't appreciate that everybody's now picking the Rams to win the Super Bowl after beating the Buccaneers when the Saints have done it twice.
Huh?
Drives me, yeah. All the sportscasters, they're like, you need to take the Rams seriously. The Rams are going to go to the Super Bowl. They should be the NFC favorites.
Okay.
And I'm like, you guys need to chill. It was one win. Chris.
Look, the Rams are undefeated at home, so I'm picking them too.
Okay. And Tenor.
Give me the Rams.
Okay. Simple as that. Let's just move along to the next matchup. It's the 9-1 Kansas City Chiefs heading on over to take on the 7-4 Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And Ben, you're going to be talking about this one as well.
All right, this was the one I was prepared for ish. Chiefs, 9-1. Everybody loves Mahomes. Their offense lights out. Defense needs a little bit of work. Buccaneers, I don't know what's going on, man. Tom Brady is throwing these ridiculous interceptions. It doesn't seem like he's really clicking on the deep ball, especially with Antonio Brown. Antonio Brown has been an asset to this offense, but something's just not clicking there when they need to make big plays. With that said, I got to give it to the Chiefs. Yeah, I don't think it's going to be a blowout or anything. The Buccaneers are going to be in this, but, in big games, you got to believe in the Chiefs and what Mahomes can do.
Okay, respectable. And I, as Tanner has said, you never pick against Tom Brady twice. However, I think there's a contingency that this could possibly be the last time we see Patrick Mahomes play Tom Brady, and I don't think Patrick Mahomes has beaten Tom Brady. So I think that Patrick Mahomes, this will be his first win over Tom. Chris.
I'm going to go with the Chiefs as well. I don't really see the Buccaneers going any further on beating the Chiefs. The Chiefs just are second best in the league, so give me the Chiefs.
Yeah.
By
Tanner?
record.
What? Oh, yeah, by
They're
record.
second best by record, but number one in our hearts.
Yep.
Tanner?
Something about it is I think last game's, play, especially the Chiefs going against the Chiefs, he's kind of, Patrick Mahomes almost has that Brady feel. Like, I think there was less than 2 minutes on the clock, and he just tore it all the way down the field. Didn't even use I think he used one timeout, but he just kept the ball going. And, he's shown a lot of talent for being a very young guy. I'm very proud of him. But let's not forget who the Chiefs lost to in Week 5. Does anybody remember who the Chiefs lost to?
I think
Raiders.
DJ does.
The Raiders. They lost to the Raiders. And this is the first time that he's going to be playing Brady, like you said before. I don't think he's ready. You have the young guy, you got all the talent. But listen, when you got years, when you have an old man in a young man's profession, you should be scared of him. Because he has a lot of experience. And like I said, I got to go with Brady. I feel like this is going to be another game. Even though I'm not super confident in calling it, I feel like Brady's got something to prove to people that keeps talking bad about him. So let me get the Buccaneers.
All right. I can respect it. But with that in mind, let's go ahead and move on to the Sunday night matchup. It is the 5-5 Chicago Bears heading on over to Green Bay to take on the 7-3 Packers. And Tanner, you're going to break this one down for us.
Okay, so you got to look at it we'll go at it from a mathematical standpoint, and then we'll go at it from talking about last week's loss to the Colts. Look, so you got the Packers are favored 68.9% to win. 68.9. That's almost as high as the one where I said the Bills were favored 73 over the Chargers. But Aaron Rodgers, really great quarterback. He's playing very well consistently. He's the top 5 leading in passing yards right now. He's at 2,889. Does anyone know what Nick Foles' passing yards are right now?
I'm pretty sure Nick Foles is out.
Well, I'm just talking from a perspective point.
Oh.
When you look at yards right now comparatively overall on the team, even though Nick Foles is out, there's a 1,000-yard difference between them two. Even though Nick Foles is out, there's 1,000 yards difference. I don't even think that the backup QB can even make up that point, even make it even close to that. I'm saying Aaron Rodgers is going to win. It's going to be a blowout against the Bears. That's my take on it. I'm going with the Packers.
Okay, and I just read that the Bears will not announce their starting QB until Sunday, but all signs are kind of pointing to Mitchell Trubisky to return. Ben?
Yeah, so this is another game that I had left unmarked until I got here, but now actually thinking about it, the Bears, they have a really good defense that's going to give the Packers offense a lot of trouble like the Colts defense did last week. But the Packers were still able to put up points, and the Colts were able to score on the Packers defense because the Colts offense, a lot of fences going on, try to keep up. Colts offense is not that bad. They were able to score in Green Bay. Now the Bears offense, a lot of trouble. I think the Bears defense is going to give Green Bay some trouble, but the Bears offense is not going to give Green Bay the same trouble back. So I got to give it to the Packers.
Yeah.
I think this is going to be a low-scoring game, but Packers.
Interesting. I'm also picking the Packers. But I think I'm leaning more towards what Tanner was saying about absolute blowout. Mitchell Trubisky, has that shoulder injury. I don't think he's going to be 100%. Chris?
Go, Pack, go.
You're disgusting. Why would you say
Hey,
that
don't ever
on this
say
show?
that again.
Yeah, you do that again, and you're not invited next time.
Oh, man, okay. Suck, Pack, sack. I don't know.
Go,
What?
Pack, go.
Hey, you're already borderline being a Patriots fan, man.
I know.
But we're going to go ahead and move on to our final matchup this week. It is the 7-3 Seattle Seahawks heading on over to Philadelphia to take on the 3-6-1 Eagles. And Chris, you are going to break this one down. Are you really going to do it with that background?
Oh, no, I'm not. Actually, hold up. Okay. Let me turn the hat backwards for this.
Oh.
So, the Seahawks got 3 pass interference missed calls against the Cardinals last week. Now, that's the 12th man coming back and, giving them that slight edge against a really good team in Arizona. But they're not playing Arizona this week. They're playing the Eagles. And now, obviously, you know what that means. Seattle's just bird. Who would win in a fight, a Seahawk or an Eagle? Obviously, probably an Eagle, but I'm going to go with the Seahawks this time.
All right. Well, that matchup is probably going to be a little hard because there's no such thing as a Seahawk.
Yeah, it's an imaginary creature against an actual creature.
So then let's give the imaginary creature some superpowers.
Yeah.
But Tanner, your pick.
What about a seagull with the head of a hawk?
Okay, that sounds like a very poopy kind of dangerous animal right there.
Hey, what's going to be the dangerous is probably the score this week on this game. We'll see. Well, I'm going to give it to Russell Wilson. Seahawks, obviously not my favorite team. Couldn't care less. But, however, they're favored to win 61%. That's over 61.2. So that's over a 2/3 favoritism towards them. You got to go with it. Obviously, I've gone against my margin. I say, you got to follow it because everyone says they're going to win. And I do that for some picks. And then as you guys probably saw about Dolphins and Jets, I think the Dolphins are probably favored to win like 3-4 to the Jets. But I just feel about that. But at the end of the day, I'm going to go with the Seahawks.
Okay. Ben?
So neither of these head coaches are really winning any beauty contest, but I got to give it to Pete Carroll. He's handsome in like that mature kind of way. Doug Peterson needs to hit the treadmill, so give me the Seahawks.
So for me, this pick, I think that this is going to be really funny. I think the Eagles are playing chutes and ladders, and they just rolled a 2, and they're going to slide on down to last place in their whole division, you guys.
I thought it was going to go somewhere else.
Eagles. But yeah, I think that's going to be funny because if I remember correctly, Washington beat Eagles week 1. And so technically they hold the tiebreaker over Philadelphia. So if Philadelphia loses and the Giants and Cowboys win, that'll put the Eagles. Oh no, they have the tie game. Ah, screw it.
Yeah.
They're still last in my heart. So they will be playing Chutes and Ladders come Monday. But all right. So that's going to wrap up our picks. Let me just ask, did DJ send his picks in the group chat? Because I do not have an email from him.
No, he did
No.
not.
No?
Nope.
All right. Well, as usual, if I do get those picks or whenever I get his picks, I will go ahead and put them down in the description. And so you guys can kind of see what DJ is picking. But with that in mind, would you guys like to say anything before we go? This is our Thanksgiving special.
Well, gobble. Never mind. I'm not going to finish that sentence.
Gobble me, swallow me, that one.
No, I was going to say something else, but that one was
And
pretty
thank you
good.
to everybody that watches. Have a
Yeah.
wonderful Thanksgiving, even if you're not spending it with your family. We'll have a great Thanksgiving next year. There's no doubt about that. But thank you all for watching. Thank you, Brendan. DJ, we miss you. We'll see you next week, bro. We're excited, but
Eat
let's
plenty
go.
of turkey or ham, whatever you
Yeah.
decide to eat.
Let's go Patriots. Let's go Jets this week, bro. Let's go.
Let's go any other
Uh,
team but the Jets.
Ben, why don't you say something?
I just want everyone to remember and never forget that the Eagles stole that Super Bowl championship. They never deserved it. They were a bad team. They take away that championship. The Eagles suck, and I hate them.
Stop the count. Stop the count. Don't count the Eagles no more.
Yeah, dude, they're out of here.
All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for another great week. And Tanner, I just wanted to say you did a great job hosting last week for whenever I wasn't feeling well. So thank you again.
You got it, bro. No worries.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the final score. Thank you and good night.